Right, so we've got a little way further on this. It's my noisy chair again. I've got the rear arch in there. I've got to sand it all down and make that flat, and obviously get one of these little nibbles and put that on there. But that's fixed now. We've used a body outrigger. I'm just wondering what to do with the side. Obviously this is just the backing. This isn't the front plate, but this is just the backing. So, hang on. So, do I have it all as one piece, like that? Or do we chop it and curve it, you know, both ways and have them separate? The only thing having them complete is how it's fixed, because obviously the body, as you've seen in the previous video, comes off on its own. So this would either have to stay with the chassis, or it would have to be fixed to the body and come off, in which case this could be awkward. So it might be better to split it, but I don't know. I quite like the look of it as one piece. It's just as to whether it would come off okay. I mean, these just unscrew, so if it's affixed to this, then obviously this can just unscrew from the body, and the body could come off and that could stay and then be, you know, removed another way. Probably have another body outrigger, you know, holding this in the middle somewhere, and then have the outside attached to it. And then obviously it would be flush with the steps, and then I'd probably have to flush it here and flush it in on this outside edge, maybe chop that flat or angle the cut on the plastic to go over and flush that off, and obviously fill it in. I used a bit of plastic putty on that, but it's moved about since. I think I need to do it once it's in situ. So yeah, I've mounted this on a second outrigger, so that's now solid. I mean, I've got these gaps now, so I have got another set of these steps, so I might cut them out better. Don't know whether that's okay. Next, let's just pull that back out. I have put the electrics in. Obviously that on this plate that normally screws to here doesn't fit because that's in the way, so I've put a plate down on the chassis rails, so they're now fixed in. My Traxxas battery slots in there perfectly, so you'll have just some red and black wires going down underneath the hinge and then on straight onto the battery, so saves having to try and find some way of getting them in here. So yeah, so that's this side sort of done for now. I need to turn it round and get all this steps and that made for the other side, and then come back to this midriff and see what's going on. So I'll come back once I get a bit further along. Right, well, we've got the Scania mobile now. Got both arch extensions on there, both sets of steps on. So just got to do a few more bits and pieces. I've just hooked up the Actros to the to the boom, and it's lifted the front wheels off the floor. So it looks like we're going to need a bit more weight up front. But other than that, it drives. I'll show you now. Right, when it comes to the grille, the one that comes with that damn chair. The one that comes with the T-cab kit is that one. I didn't really like that. I like the original one with the badge. So I've trimmed it right down. I've basically clipped this over the top and trimmed round. So it's a bit rough edges still because I need to be sanded down. And I think that one looks, obviously that won't sit in there too easily, but that one looks a lot better, I think. The only issue is the nose doesn't fold now. So I think I'm going to have to trim it the same as the other one and lose this run. Because obviously to get the cab open, get to the electrics, you've got to be able to tip this. And obviously with that there, it won't tip. So I think I am going to have to trim along that line there so that it opens. So I'll do that now. And there we go. Trim down. I much prefer that to the other one. So yeah, so it just needs the edges sanding off and then that's good to go. So yeah, much better. Obviously it's sat further in, it needs to come out a bit. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Next job. Here we go, a bit of cardboard aided design. I've done it slightly oversized so I can trim it down. But what we did was put a bit of plastic card behind here. I haven't glued that in place yet. And then on a couple of stanchions, actually leaf spring hanger spacers, screwed that to the backing, and then my plastic card will fit over the top. Obviously I'll put a couple of holes, like dig a couple of holes out for the back of the screws, and then yeah, when it all comes apart, this whole section and the steps will all come off as one. So right, now to cut out the card. Right, so I'm working on the front plate now to fill this gap in. We're getting pretty close. I'm trying to feather those edges in to match. We're not far off, but obviously it goes square at that end, so I'm trying to feather it off nicely so it finishes square. Obviously it's not fixed yet, and we've got to just sort out, there's a little bit of a gap there, but we can sort that out. We've just got to take a little bit off that edge and then that hole will move up. So yeah, I've managed to feather this back so this will fit in flush once we use filler on there. Dog wants to get involved in everything. So yeah, I'm actually, as opposed to going like a bull in a china shop like I normally do, I'm taking care and using just a hand file just to get it down. So it's taking its time, but we're getting there slowly but surely. I need to tidy up that little cutout. That's where the bottom of the box is. So I'll either, well, it's a bit late now. I should have probably trimmed the bottom of that off and then left this flush, but we can make that good. Anyway, I've still got to do the other side yet. Right, something I noticed with this at Nationals is it's very noisy compared to everyone else. So something's not quite right somewhere. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the main prop and turn the turn the motor and see if it's that and the gearbox that's noisy. If it's not, then obviously it's one of the rear axles that's noisy. So I'll get it up on the bench now and disconnect that prop. Right, so I've just basically taken the grub screw out so this spins free because it doesn't quite come out. But if we turn the prop with that disconnected, they're fairly silent. The motor, so it sounds like it's a noisy gearbox, so I'll need to investigate that. Right, well, I realised I need to finish this video, so it's been a few weeks since I last did the last clip. As you can see, it's got a bit filthy being in here, various diesel particles and dust and God knows what. But basically, the person who sold me the, or the retailer that sold me the gearbox and motor combo, said sometimes they get rough castings and eventually it will quieten down once they wear a bit. So we've just got to take what they say and keep using it and see if it quietens down. So anyway, from a rather filthy T-cab, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share. and I'll see you in some more videos with these very soon.